This video is intended for maritime students and anyone learning manual radar plotting. Although modern marine radars are equipped with an automatic radar plotting aid known as ARPA to automatically acquire and track targets and provide vital information for collision avoidance. ARPA is not immune to failure. When this happens, the radar may only provide the bearing and range of targets. In such situations, officers may rely on manual radar plotting to determine essential information for safe navigation. To do this, we need the following plotting tools. In today's video, let's consider a scenario involving a single target whose bearing remains constant. Assume that own ship's course is 345 degrees true and the speed through water is 15 knots. We observed a radar echo 3 points on our starboard bow. Now assume that our ARPA is not functioning and we need to determine the target's information for collision avoidance. Since the radar still provides the target's bearing and range, we can obtain the required information through manual radar plotting. Let's use the electronic bearing line, or EBL, and the variable range marker, or VRM, to determine the target's bearing and range. Bring the EBL to the observed target, then note the bearing. In this case, the target bears 020 degrees true. Next, adjust the VRM until it touches the observed target, then note the range. In this scenario, the distance of the target from own ship is 10.8 nautical miles. This is our first observation, assuming it was taken at 1030 hours. A single observation is not enough to determine the target's course, speed, CPA, and TCPA. A second observation, taken after a known time interval, is required. In this scenario, we will use the 6-minute rule. While waiting for the 6-minute interval to elapse, let's plot our first observation on the radar plotting sheet. We will use a 12-mile range scale, or 1-2 distance scale, meaning the distance between rings is 2 nautical miles and own ship position is always at the center. Now let's plot the own ship's course, which is 345 degrees true. From a bird's eye view, this is what the own ship looks like, with the ship's bow pointing in this direction. Then plot the target's bearing, which is 020 degrees true. Draw a light line between 10 to 12 mile range, as the target's distance is 10.8 miles. Use the compass divider to measure 10.8 miles on the 12-mile range scale. Then, lay this measurement down from own ship's position, along 020 degree bearing line, and mark the point. Label this point with small letter R to represent the first plotted position of the target. Then erase the bearing line to keep the plotting sheet neat. This is now the target's position relative to own ship at 1030 hours. Next, we need to take our second observation, so let's return to the radar. Let's assume that 6 minutes have passed since our first observation. As shown on the radar PPI, the target has moved from its previous position to its new position, while its bearing remains constant. The target still bears 020 degrees true after 6 minutes. If both the target and own ship maintain their present course and speed, the target will continue to move closer to own ship along this bearing line, indicating a risk of collision. Now, let's move the variable range marker to the target's new position, and note the range. The VRM indicates a distance of 7.6 nautical miles. This is our second observation, taken at 1036 hours. Let's plot this on the radar plotting sheet. Place the navigational triangle along the 020 degree. Using a compass divider, measure 7.6 miles on the 12-mile range scale. Transfer this distance from own ship's position along the 020 degree and mark the point. Label this point with a small letter M to represent the second plotted position of the target. Next, draw a line from R to M and extend it. Label this line with RML, which stands for Relative Motion Line. This line corresponds to the target's relative vector, as seen on the radar display. Next, let's determine the direction of relative motion, or DRM. Since the relative motion line, or RML, passes through the center of the plotting sheet, the DRM is in the direction opposite to the bearing of the target. Drag the navigational triangle to the center of the plotting sheet, then read the direction along the RML. The direction of relative motion, or DRM, is 200 degrees true. Because the bearing of the target remains constant, the closest point of approach, or CPA, occurs when the target reaches the center of the plotting sheet, representing a collision between the two vessels. Therefore, the range of the closest point of approach, or RCPA, also called CPA distance, is 0 nautical mile. This means that if both vessels maintain their present course and speed, they will collide. On the radar display, the RCPA or CPA distance simply appears as CPA. Now, if the relative motion line passes at some distance from the own ship's position, instead of through the center, collision will not exist. I have a separate video about this scenario, which explains how to determine the CPA, the bearing of the closest point of approach, or BCPA, the bow crossing range, and the bow crossing time. If you want to see the full video tutorial, kindly check the link in the description below. Now let's go back to our present scenario. Next is to determine the time of the closest point of approach, or TCPA. In this scenario, it is the time of collision. But before doing so, we need to calculate first the target's relative speed. The formula is speed is equal to distance divided by time. The distance is from point R to M, in which in this scenario, 3.1 nautical miles. For the time, it is the steaming time from point R to M, in which the elapsed time is 6 minutes. Since the unit of speed is miles per hour, we will convert 6 minutes into a unit of hours. Simply divide 6 minutes by 60, since in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. So 6 minutes is equal to 0.1 hour. The target's relative speed is 31 knots. However, we do not need to go through this process every time we calculate the relative or true speed, as we are using the 6-minute rule. If the ship travels a distance of, let's say, 0.5 nautical mile in 6 minutes, her speed is 5 knots. For a travel distance of 1.2 nautical miles, her speed is 12 knots. Similarly, if the ship travels 2.0 nautical miles in 6 minutes, her speed is 20 knots. As you can observe, by simply moving the decimal point of the distance, one place to the right, we can quickly determine the vessel's speed using a 6-minute rule, without going through this process. In this scenario, the distance traveled from R to M in 6 minutes is 3.1 nautical miles. By moving the decimal point one place to the right, the target's relative speed is 31 knots. For a 12-minute steaming time, simply multiply the speed for 6 minutes by 2 to determine the vessel's speed. Let us now calculate the time of the closest point of approach, or TCPA, using the formula. Time is equal to distance divided by speed. The distance will be measured from the second observation, point M, to CPA. But in this example, it is the distance from point M to own ship position, which is at the center of the plotting sheet. The distance is 7.7 nautical miles. For the speed, it is the target's relative speed, which is 31 knots. The time of the closest point of approach, or TCPA, is 0.248 hour, or 14.9 minutes. To convert hours to minutes, simply multiply 0.248 by 60. This means it takes 14.9 minutes to travel from point M to CPA. In this scenario, however, the CPA is at the own ship's position. Therefore, it will take 14.9 minutes for the target to reach own ship, or 14.9 minutes for the two vessels to collide, provided they both maintain their present course and speed. If you plotted this example on your own plotting sheet, your answer may vary slightly, because the plotting sheet displayed on my screen may not be exactly to scale. This video is divided into two parts. The second part demonstrates how to determine the target's true course and speed. It also covers actions to avoid collision and maintain safe navigation such as point of execution or MX, where own ship will alter course to achieve safe passing distance. Additionally, it includes the new RML, advanced RML, own ship's new course to steer, and the new speed if own ship reduces its speed to avoid risk of collision. For the continuation of this video, kindly check the link in the description or in the comments section below.